according to the code, I went according to the code. I saw the speech. I happened, I wasn't looking at the entire program, but I happened to turn on the television just about the time that he started making the speech. And I said to myself, well, he's talking about solving the race problem. Well, right away, that's a plus. Because on page 58 of the textbook, it says, and the second thing that people are supposed to be doing is talking about ways and means of ending racism and replacing it with justice. It seems like Mr. Williams was at least saying some words in favor of that. So that's always a plus. But even if he hadn't been doing that, when it comes to, or the way that he said it, if people may disagree with it and all like that, when it comes to the race issue, according to the code, the compensatory counter-racist code, the portion that I have written, that comes under VGQ, Victims Guaranteed Qualifications. He is qualified totally to say anything that he wants to say about race, racism, or counter-racism, because he is according to the logic, a victim of racism. And every victim of racism, every non-white person on the planet, is totally qualified to say anything that he or she chooses to say about race, racism, or counter-racism, whether anybody agrees with it or not. That's one qualification you have just by being a victim. If you're a victim of racism, you can say anything you want to about your victimization, and nobody should oppose what you're saying. They can disagree with it, but you should have the blank check, you might say, to say it.
Yes, sir.
In any forum. And I am not qualified to criticize what any non-white person says about race, racism, or counter-racism. Because if I start saying that what they shouldn't say, then I can't say what I say. And then another thing, I'm not qualified to say what they can say and what they cannot say, because no one has solved the race problem. So anybody who jumps up and says anything about race, racism, or counter-racism, meaning being against racism, in any forum that is available to him or her, that's correct, according to the code. Anywhere at any time, and Neely Fuller is not qualified to say anything against it. I can say what I have to say, but not against what they say. I can only say what I want to say against racism. That's my qualification.
And this is what you said in the book, then? I mean, this is your contribution to that?
Yes.
Okay.
That's in the Word Guide, too.
In the
Victims,
Word Guide.
VGQ, Victims Guaranteed Qualification.